So March is definitely a very bad month for us. March 9th, 2001, our grandparents, who actually raised us, and our aunt and uncle had been on a trip up to Estes Park in Colorado, and they had a great trip. They had all went out and got a little cabin up in Estes Park. They spent 2 weeks up in the cabin. They had a great time, absolutely great time. They always, all four went together, and they had a large cargo van that they had turned into kind of a sort of like a camper van. There was a place for our grandfather to lay down in the back in the seat, folded all the way down, so he could lay down when he got tired. Coming back from Estes Park, they were on I-25 coming through Longmont area, and a drunk driver came down the overpass the wrong way. So where it should be an on pass, he was actually coming off and actually hit our family on the side of their van, totaled the van, rolled it 15 times. Everyone in the car, our uncle was ejected from the car, so was our grandmother, and our grandfather had a heart attack while the accident was happening, and then our aunt actually had broken her neck as well, and so had our grandmother. And they all flew them into the hospital and everything, made the calls around to all of us, and we were in Florida at the time, so we couldn't, there was no way to make it on time. Our grandfather passed away at the hospital, and our uncle did as well. And then our grandmother, they were taking her into surgery, and she passed away before she could have surgery. And our aunt actually passed away on the operating table while they were operating on her. The main joke was that our aunt was always the one that was always making them always late, so they all had to wait on her in order to go to heaven. So that was March 9th, 2021. And 2 weeks later, on March 31st, 2021, I was in the kitchen just doing dishes, normal wife stuff. My husband was in the living room with our son playing with him, and my sister was in there as well. My husband called for me and said, "Hey, can you come here for a second?" I was like, "Sure, what's up?" And I go into the living room right out of the kitchen, and he says to me with a very serious look on his face, he said, "If something happened to me, would you be okay?" And I thought he was joking, and I was like, "Of course, nothing's gonna happen to you." And he had a widowmaker heart attack the moment I said yes. Then he passed away in front of us. It's been 24 years, and I have regretted every moment of ever saying yes, as if I would have said no, he would have fought to stay. So in a lot of ways, I still carry the guilt that I feel like I killed him to this day. Even though I know that God had to take him first, so he could prepare a place for KK to come and be with him. We had no way of knowing that in 10 years we would lose them both. Absolutely the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through and deal with. I was so young. I had no clue what it meant to be a widow, or what it was like to be a widow, or anything like that. And if it wasn't for my sister and giving up her entire life for us, I would have never made it through it. Kelly, you are the love of my life. You were the first love of my life, and you'll be the last love of my life. The things that you taught me about love, and you taught me about what family really was, those things I can never repay you for. The way that you loved me, and how you protected me from my family and from my past, I can never thank you enough for that. And one day we'll be together again, and I know that. And I love that you watch over me every day while we wait for it's our turn to all be together again. Being a widow is not fun at all. People look at you strange, automatically look at you with sympathy. And while it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, it molded me for who I am today. You taught me that no matter what, you love first. And as long as you love first, everything else falls into place. I love you, Kelly, for everything you taught me. And I love you for the man that you were and the man you are today. And I will love you until my dying breath. And I'm glad that you're the one that got to go first, because I would have missed out on so much if I would have went first. And I know you could have provided Jenna with a much better life than I provide her, but I do the very best I can, and I love her with every ounce in my soul, and that will never change. I love you through eternity, Kelly. Always and forever. I will always love you. I Wally forever, baby. I Wally forever.